and welcome to the latest edition of What Do I Do podcast. I'm your host, Stacey Holker.
And I'm Frances Armand.
And this week's episode is all about fitness, getting the correct mind state, and we have an amazing guest with us, Chanta Thatch. She is a fitness trainer.
Hi.
So Chanta, say hi to everyone and tell them a little bit about your background and how you got into fitness to begin with.
So my name is Chanta, and I'm a fitness trainer, fitness coach I call myself. I have a lot of different types of clients, different ages, so I can cater to a lot of different types of people. I started my fitness journey in 2014 where I decided to do a bodybuilding show. It was coming from, a bad time in my life where betrayal. So I decided to get into fitness to save myself pretty much. And so every day I got ready just to be better. And I did a show, got mentally ready. That was the most important thing, was being mentally ready. And won my first show, and then I decided to do...
Wait, hold up. You said that way too fast.
I know, right?
You won your first show.
I won my first show, and I won 4 trophies. It was first and overall in 2 categories.
Wow.
So that was really, I think, the turning point in my life where I was like, I can do anything I want to do if you put your mind to it. So after that win, I decided to go to nationals in Miami. I placed 16th, but my mind was like, you are the bomb.
You the shit. No,
yes.
We can curse. You the shit.
Okay, you the shit. Yes, exactly. I was like, yes, queen. So when I got back, because I was working as a fashion designer assistant, making dresses.
A complete different world.
A complete different world. And I decided on stage at nationals when I placed 16th, which was last, but I got to go up against I think it was 900 people in the U.S. that got top first or whatever and came in to compete against everybody.
And we're talking the first at that point?
That was my second competition, and
a
lot of people don't go to nationals their second show. They take mini shows. So, when you win your first show like that, I was the first to do that, to get 4 trophies, winning all the categories. So that was just I'm definitely going to nationals. But I was on stage and I felt so good about myself. I said everybody should feel this way. So when I got back to New York, I decided to quit my job. Literally no savings, no plan B. I was like, I'm gonna be a trainer. Everybody should feel this way. So then I quit my job and became a personal trainer, and it's 4.5 years now, and
time flies.
Yes, and I'm very successful independently, which I just had my 1-year anniversary in April.
Yay! But
that's me, and I think a lot of it was choosing myself and living my life with my heart. So I think that's the message I want to. In the beginning, I was empowering women, but I have men too as clients. So for me, it's everybody mindset.
So this is exactly the reason why Frances and I decided to have you on the show.
Well, thank you.
The confidence, the energy, and then you can also speak about how you physically got to competition ready.
Yeah.
And we wanted to tie that into the aspect of somebody's big day. I mean, your competition you were training for a year before?
Yeah, about 9 months.
9 months before to get to that day, and that's pretty much about how much time
a bride, right?
A bride or a groom decides, okay, I got to get my shit together
and
start working out. So, what is your overall philosophy about training?
About training, especially with brides too, but overall, I say don't do something last minute or shortcut diets, fads, because those don't really last. It really has to start. Well, if you have the time, start now and just think, if you're a year out, that's fantastic. Because you build these good habits and you don't have to be I only have 30 days. I need to lose 20 pounds. That's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Unless you do surgery or
dangerous things. I've seen it.
Because then you'll lose the weight because your body's in shock, but then right after, you're going to gain all that weight back, and then it becomes mental, where you have eating disorders, and it's a constant cycle of binging and dieting, and that's majority of people do that. So I think it's important to build good habits. Drink your water, go to sleep, just start adding vegetables to all your meals, walk more, pretty much living life in the most basic form, but in a consistent way.
I like that. I mean, I know you train in a gym, several with your clients.
Yeah.
And I know you have thousands of dollars, worth of equipment at your fingertips, but it's about basic. It's about just making simple life changes.
Absolutely. And you don't really have to have a gym. You can have a couple equipment at home, but I can come like to your house and make it creative. Like if you have towels, chairs, whatever it is you can use, gallons of water, like you can do full body workouts, but it has to be with your workouts, your food, water and sleep. Like everything has to be aligned consistently over time for it to work.
So let's start with the basics. So let's say it's 9 months out, and a bride or groom, it's like, where do I start? What do you suggest for people?
So I guess it depends on each person. Is this person really overweight? Is this person want to get like super shredded? Like whatever their case or goal is, I look at that and then I see how they eat. Like it's not like, oh, don't eat this, eat this. It's like, how do you live your life? Mm-hmm. What do you eat in the morning when you go to the bathroom? What does your husband do? Do you guys cook or do you guys go out all the time? Literally, it's like environment. How did you grow up? Does your parents have eating disorders or like are there any? It's a lot.
You have to dig down.
You gotta dig deep, yes, into each person's life. Mm-hmm. But it starts with that. Like if we do a questionnaire and get to know them a little bit more, and I usually spend about 30 minutes just talking to them, and then I'll look into their diet and just say, okay, you don't get enough of this. Let's add this. Okay. Or there's too much sugar. There's too much this. Let's slowly cut it in half. You're not taking it out right away, but you need to.
Yeah, I think it's
that's hard
to go cold turkey. I mean, full disclosure. In January, we're friends. Full disclosure,
we're really good friends. Yep.
And I did the no sugar. No, basically, if a certain food had more than 2 ingredients, I didn't eat it, and it was a bit extreme. But it was an extreme that I've been working towards, cutting out other things, and then I decided to go to sugar.
Yeah, sugar is like
sugar's devil.
It's like crack, and I think
crack.
Scientifically, sugar has something in it that's like cocaine, where your body wants more of it when you have it. Mm-hmm. So it takes time, and I think it's like 21 days for a habit to be built. So you have to slowly. It's hard. It's all mental though, like discipline.
It is.
A lot of people are like, oh my God, I can never have it again. I'm like, sugar's always gonna be there. Yeah. Like, how important is your goal? Like, do you really want to fit into that dress?
True.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I think I went 34 days with no sugar, and the first week was rough.
Great, yeah.
I think I would have mugged somebody for a candy bar on the street if it really came down to it. But
sugar's hard.
I made it over that hump. So
sugar is really hard.
Yeah. So as for the fitness side, what are let's say 3 basic workout steps somebody could take just to start? Just
honestly moving more, even if they're walking more, and if they don't know what to do in the gym, basic things like jumping jacks to get your heart rate up, full body movements, burpees, squats, push-ups. You can do all those things body weight, and like if you're not strong enough to like push your body weight up or down, you can modify it. So everything I do is, or in training it should be, you can regress or progress. Right, so if someone's not strong enough, all right, you regress the movement. Like if they can't do a proper push-up on the ground, you elevate them onto the wall. And if they're stronger than that, you put them on an incline, like a kitchen counter or something like that. And then the stronger they get, they can do it on the ground. So you can just incorporate body weight stuff first, and then they can add weights.
So you don't have to go out and spend $100 and get weights. You could just use your own body resistance.
But I do love weights because the more muscle you have, the less fat you have. So muscle is, I love muscles, but weights, it's really good for you, for everybody, not even just like for this occasion. It literally is for your health, to live longer, because it's functional. Like you carry groceries, you pick up boxes, you pick up your kid. Like you have to properly know how to pick those things up, or you're gonna hurt yourself. I've heard of like 19-year-old girls opening up a window, and she doesn't know how to brace her core, so then she throws out her back at 19. So
that's real life. I think when I was in my 20s, I was lifting heavy dresses in another life in a showroom. Yeah. And you know that story.
Yeah.
I threw out my back and I was crippled. I was on the floor.
You're so young to throw out your back, you know what I mean? And it's like, the more that you understand how your body moves or what muscle is moving, you can live functionally. Like, and that's what we're meant to do, is move around a lot.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are not aware of their body, and you have to remember the mind is connected to the body. It's all one. So people kind of disconnect that, and it's like your body will follow what your mind says. So for me, I'm very much mindset. So you have to understand that the mind is stronger than the body, but the body is a really powerful thing. But if you say, I can't do that, please believe your body is not going to do that because
Yeah.
you already made your decision.
You've already defeated
Yeah.
yourself. Okay, I'm hogging all to myself. Just Francis, are you still there? Francis is calling in, by the way. Oh, I think we lost her.
It sounds like, yeah.
We lost her? Okay. Well, we'll keep plugging along until she calls back.
Okay.
It's okay. So we've talked about the 3 basics.
Mhm.
We've talked about food, but I think we should hit on it a little bit more.
Yeah.
What was you suggest steering away from besides sugar?
Yeah. So I know, and then a lot of people are like, oh, keto diet and like no
Oh,
sugar, no carbs. And I think that when it becomes, it becomes too much.
Too
You know,
extreme?
it's too extreme. And I think if you have like, for example, 9 months is great.
Mhm.
You really start to see results in about 3 months if
Okay.
you're doing everything correctly, and that's not the case.
And being honest with yourself.
And people are not, because you have birthday parties, you have dinner with friends. There's a lot of social things that people do.
Yeah.
And so realistically, if you're eating right, working out, sleeping, and drinking water, you can lose 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds a week.
Wow.
But it's like you have to have everything lined up over time. So that's what people don't understand.
Okay. I
Like
agree.
you can't just be like, okay, no sugar. It's
One
like,
day you wake up is
Yeah.
like, yeah.
So it's a process, and it takes a long time. And I've been doing it since, properly with the food and training since 2014, and I'm still learning about what works with my body. What should I
Everyone's
move?
different.
Everyone is different.
I agree, and I think when you start a journey like that, you have to be honest and you have to clear house.
Yeah.
Like in my kitchen, I had to either use it
yeah.
up before I started, because I felt bad about throwing
Yeah.
things away, just not feel guilty, use up that food, and I didn't repurchase, or you have to just
Yeah, those are like triggers. You
give it to
can't-
a friend.
You can't have it in the
Oh
house
yeah,
like.
my triggers. What's your trigger? I know I'll tell you what mine is.
What's yours?
White cheddar cheese popcorn. For some
Oh,
reason,
yeah.
it's that specific. Like butter doesn't do it for me, but white cheddar cheese popcorn,
You can eat the whole bag.
I can eat the whole bag, and I don't feel guilty. There's the thing about it, but I gotta stay away from it. Otherwise, I could eat it every day.
It's funny. I love bread. We don't have bread in the house. My husband is very supportive, which is good. I think it's important to have your environment.
We have to talk about that.
Yeah.
Having a supportive
Yeah,
partner
because
or not having a supportive
I have
partner.
a lot of brides that want to get ready for the dress.
Yes.
And then the husband's
They're just chilling.
just chilling. They're
It's like, I can
"Oh,
get my
good."
Sue Taylor. Yeah.
Exactly. But that's hard because you go home.
Mhm.
Like, what are you supposed to eat together? If your husband's eating cookies, you're gonna want the cookies. So, like for me, I'm very fortunate. Granted, I'm getting ready for a bodybuilding show, so I'm more disciplined than most people.
Mhm.
But I've been doing that for a long time. My husband supports me, and he loves fitness too. So in the house, we really don't have anything that's that I can that would trigger me and for me to like go crazy on. You know what I mean?
Unless Stacy brings it over like a pastry box. But I haven't done that in a while.
Exactly. Like I love peanut butter, but we don't have that in the house because I could
Okay.
eat the jar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when I want something, I'll have it. But for now, when I have a specific goal like that, I just,
You just don't.
I prepare myself. I cook
Yeah.
my meals on Sundays. And I think it's hard for people to be like, oh, I can't prepare my food and this and that. There's other ways of being ready, like just cleaning out your house. Like get rid of all the junk.
I think that's
it. Like, that's huge.
That's an easy step. I mean,
Mhm.
with this Marie Kondo, and does it make you feel happy? You have to do that with your food also.
Yeah.
Ooh, you should train like that.
and
You should
then
do a show like that.
a lot of people are like, oh, but peanut butter makes me happy. And then it's like, well.
But there's so much hidden sugar in it.
Yeah.
Going back to sugar.
And then it's like, well,
Yeah.
does your pants being too tight over your belly feel good?
'Cause
No.
that's real.
Because that's what the food does.
Don't wear elastic pants.
So you
That's
can-
right there.
Exactly. So
Don't-
you can have peanut butter. It's just portion control.
Mm-hmm.
So everything, like you can have pizza, but not every day. Maybe it's once a week.
Mm-hmm.
But what does, Monday through Saturday look like?
Exactly. The meals in between.
It's calories in versus calories out. Like, are you moving enough? Are
Mhm.
you, because a lot of people I think eat way too much and they're like, oh, I snack on nuts. I'm like, well, how much are you having? You know what I mean?
I think as Americans, we have been taught a disservice. I mean, I remember when I was
Americans
little in
are-
school, the portion sizes,
Yeah.
and with fast food restaurants and things like that, and I don't even want to go down that major road.
Yeah.
But our portion size ideal is skewed. And then when you really get down to it, what we should eat, people, they automatically think, oh, that's not enough. What are you trying to cheat me? But
Yeah.
no, I mean, your body actually doesn't need
Well,
a full dinner-sized
That's the thing
plate
too.
of fries.
People are not mindful, and this is the thing with Americans, because I'm from the Midwest.
Mhm.
But our portion is out of control, and it's like, okay, I'm eating dinner, watching TV, so you don't know what you really ate. You're not
Yes,
mindful of what you're
yes.
putting into your body, and you have to see food as fuel.
Mhm.
Yes, it tastes good, but you can have portioned out things. You don't have to eliminate everything, but you have to understand, like, your stomach's, it's not big unless you train it to be. And I think Americans eat a lot, where
which stretches out our stomach.
So yeah, we can eat a whole pizza.
Yeah.
But they're not aware that, oh, I feel like crap after eating it. Once you're more mindful with your body and actually like rest for a second after you digest and see how you actually really feel. Like grilled, it's gonna sound boring, but grilled chicken, vegetables, and a healthy carb.
That's my favorite thing.
You'll feel so good afterwards and light. But people would want, I mean, granted, I like fried chicken too, but they'll eat fried chicken and whatever, and it's like, wait for 30 minutes and see how you actually feel.
Exactly.
Listen to, what is your body really telling you? Does your stomach hurt? It's like, yeah, because it's
Are you really
greasy.
hungry? Are you bored? Because some people
it's emotional.
confuse being bored with being hungry or thirsty. And I had to learn that from my sister. She was like, take a beat, drink a glass of water, and see if you still feel hungry. And actually 9 out of 10 times I was just thirsty. Because I don't drink enough water.
A lot of people don't. And I think what I tell a lot of my clients is, when you go to drink water, count to 5, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and literally it's half a cup that you're drinking. So the more that you do that, like little tricks like that will get you to drink more water.
I have to say, a trick for me, I wasn't a big soda drinker before, but I did drink soda. But to transition, because I wanted to give up sugar, and you can't avoid it with soft drinks, I started drinking seltzer water. And I kind of tricked my brain.
Yeah, because the bubbly. Right?
Exactly. It was just about the bubbly. And once and now I'm hooked on that now. But I don't drink
you can flavor
soda.
your water. There's a lot of different things you can do. Lemon, cucumbers, mint. You can put all kinds of, people put fruit. So you can just kind of add flavor and go from there. But I think seltzer's a good idea too. Just squeeze a lemon in there. There's like a lot of flavored seltzers. But just try to ease your way out of drinking soda, because I think, I don't know the actual facts or numbers, but people consume a certain amount of pounds of sugar a year based on their soda. And I had a client who literally drank 1 can of soda a day. Wow. So I said, just try.
Regular soda or diet soda? Because I think that's even worse.
I think so too, because I know it's no sugar in the diet, but there's like all these chemicals.
Aspartame.
Yes, and then she had like just regular soda, a can of Pepsi every day, and I said, just try for 2 weeks to take that out. And she did it, and she lost literally 5 pounds.
Wow.
And she didn't change anything else about her diet, it's just the soda. And she didn't eat well in the beginning, but the soda was huge. And that's something like she didn't even think. She was just like pop a can at dinner time. It was kind of routine for her. But I said, try to take that extra sugar out and see what happens.
And it made a difference.
It made a difference. Wow. So, I mean, you just got to look at what you're eating, because a lot of people don't realize certain things have more sugar than others.
It's hidden. And realistically, nobody reads ingredients. I do now, but come on now. It goes back to you were saying, mindless eating.
You can always also think about like eating the rainbow, more vegetables, colored
Not
beets.
Skittles.
Not Skittles, but more nutrients, like things that fuel your body. Process is, yes, is fun, but like that is not gonna. What is it gonna do for your body? You got to really think about: is it gonna help me grow my muscles? Is it gonna help me get lean? Or do I feel good after eating it? It tastes good, but that's all it does. So people have to really think about adding, nutrients.
Yeah.
Lean proteins, healthy greens, rainbow greens. Good fats.
Spice it up, like
you can
try something different.
You can put all kinds of spices and herbs to make it taste good. It doesn't have to be plain grilled chicken with broccoli.
My favorite is sprinkling smoked paprika.
Yes,
that spices
really nice.
it. If you want to try a new spice that's not too hot for people who don't like super spicy, that is so good. Over popcorn. Back to the white cheddar popcorn. It's good.
No.
I mean, that's my only thing. It, like you say, it's a once in a time thing for me.
It's about moderation, because it's about enjoying
I can't give
life.
You everything. Yeah.
Unless you have like a really for brides. I've had brides that 1 year out, 9 months out. One bride came to me 6 weeks out, and realistically,
6 weeks?
she loved candy, and we ended up losing. I say we because we're always a team.
Yeah.
But she lost 5 pounds within the 6 weeks. She could have done a little bit more if she really wanted to, but realistically, for her and her lifestyle, she gave me 6 weeks to work with.
So she didn't give up candy.
I can't hold her hand at the end of the day, but I can do as much as I can. But if I'm seeing her 3 times a week, that's only 3 hours out of it's 24 hours in a day. So what else are you doing? Like feeding your body, moving, or
And you're
so
not the
that's-
police.
Yeah.
I mean, people have to take responsibility
Absolutely.
for themselves.
So I think for brides, it's like really important to kind of start, like if you have a date that's a year out, like just start being healthy now. Like
Makes
there's no
sense.
point saying, oh my God, I need a trainer, I need a nutritionist, I have 1 month. Like, why would you do that to yourself? And then you'll be miserable on the day of your wedding where you're like, you've been starving yourself.
Well, actually, at that point, you're ready down to your last fitting. And you really can't lose weight at that point because then you're going to have to go back to your seat just to take in your
so
dress.
you would know better than me, like
Yeah.
dates on when you have to do the fittings, like how many months or weeks out that is from the
Normally
actual
you
wedding.
have 4 fittings and they start like 3 months out. So really, realistically, if you want to lose weight, you have to be like, okay, I'm going to count back from that 3 months where I start my fittings before.
Yeah.
So you're like 9 months, a year,
So
9
you can't
months
even
to
lose
3 months.
Yeah, you can't even
You
lose weight
can,
until
but you're
last.
just going to have to pay a lot
That's a lot of money,
Exactly.
to take in the dress, and that's annoying.
Yeah.
But if you like love yourself enough to take care of yourself now, you don't have to worry about it when the date comes. It's like do it now. Like if you know you got engaged, all right, you're gonna have a wedding.
Yeah.
So just start now.
And I feel like if you can develop a habit during that, it's a very stressful time. You can carry that habit through when it's not so stressful.
Especially
when the day's
working
over.
out. And but food, I always say this too, like you are what you eat. So if you're gonna eat greasy, processed, you're gonna feel like that. Like
Exactly.
if I'm eating something light and airy, I'm gonna feel light and airy. So the more you do it, the better you're gonna feel, and the body will change. But it's inside. You gotta change inside too. So it starts with your mind. Like I want to change, and have your spouse go do it with you. Like let's look good for our photos. Like make it a thing, and then next thing you know, it's gonna be a habit, and it's not even gonna be about the wedding anymore.
Exactly.
You're
You
gonna
don't have
just
to try so
live
much.
a healthy lifestyle. Yeah.
So help me or help our guests, excuse me, answer the question of they want to find a trainer or they want to contact you. What kind of, how do they find the right trainer for that particular person?
I'm a trainer, right? And I've been training for 4.5 years, and I myself have a trainer. Granted, it's for bodybuilding, but for me, I think it's the value of a trainer is keeping you accountable. So it's very important to have the trainer, the relationship, you guys have to have chemistry because chemistry in a way because you're spending so much time with this person. It's so personable, and they'll see you in your ups and downs. Like my coach has seen me at my worst and at my best, and he's like one of my best friends now. But like it's very important to be able to work with this person. I even see like my clients more than I see my family members.
Wow.
I mean, granted, like my sister moved, but I mean, even my friends, like I see I know so much about my clients, but that trust that you build with that trainer is very important. And so I think it's important to kind of, what is your goal? Do you want to find a coach that will help you long term and be healthy? Or, all right, I have a competition, this is what I need, someone that's good at this, and then boom, you can find it. So based on your goals, you just look for different coaches. I personally, I'm in Tribeca, and I have a gym that I rent out there. But I do online clients as well. So
that's nice.
Yeah, so like I
formulate.
Give the diets, the program. We do weekly check-ins. Access to me from, I'm up at 5 a.m. till like 10 p.m. That's when I cut it off. But you can like literally just text me, call me, FaceTime or email. But we will do photo progress every 2 weeks just to see where you're at.
Okay.
Because some people are not good with weighing themselves because it becomes a number thing. So for me, I'm like, take photos because photos don't lie.
I'm like that. I can't see the numbers. Number free.
Yeah.
I get
Or
into a
even
weird mindset.
Just think about like, okay, clothes. How does your clothes fit? So if it's just like your underwear, a lot of people don't think about it. Like if your underwear, like I've gone up and down with weight because of bodybuilding, gaining weight, losing weight, building muscle, back and forth. So for me, it's like when my underwear is too tight, and I know the ladies know what I'm talking about.
You're like, uh-oh.
You're like, okay, I'm eating way too much of something.
Yeah.
So, it could be clothing measurement. It doesn't have to be measurements and scale. And so for me, it's like, let's take photos and see.
Okay.
And the photos will not lie. If you cheated during that week, the next week, you better believe you're going to be bloated. Yeah, you're going to see it.
Show.
Yeah, so that's where I am for online clients. But I do personally love one-on-one, but I do have clients online.
You're locked
as well.
out, I think. You're completely. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what would you suggest someone have in mind when they're interviewing a trainer? What questions would you tell them to ask?
I think there's different types of people personality wise. So it's a lot of psychologically, because some people like to be encouraged. Oh, you're doing a great job, nice work. You did, that kind of pep talk, or they like that military, 10 more. Some guys
yell at your trainer.
Like I'll tell a guy to like do 10 more push-ups or pull-ups, and he's like talking to himself. You got this, motherfucker. I'm like, okay, but that's how he.
It's not at you. He's talking to himself.
Up. He's talking to himself, and I'm like, because I'm very the opposite. I encourage people, but I work hard too myself.
Yeah.
My coach pushes me, and when I think I don't have anything left, he pushes me, and I find it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the same way. So I'm very, I guess you could say, more encouraging and not as aggressive.
You're not a drill master.
I'm not a drill master.
Yeah.
I'm aggressive, and like you're not a quitter.
Yeah.
And especially if you're training with me, we don't quit.
Yeah.
We would find a way. You can cry, puke, and scream, but you're gonna finish. Like that's it.
I don't want to be next to that client.
I mean, you know what I
okay.
mean. But there's different types of people, personalities that will suit you, and you can just meet a trainer and see how that first conversation goes. And most people can tell whether they want to invest in money in you or not.
So should they look for someone who's done competition? So they look for someone who's been training for a certain amount of time? Should they look at their past clients? What would you?
It's
or
funny because
a mix of everything.
I've seen a lot of trainers. There's some people that. Trainers might be overweight, but they're very knowledgeable.
Okay.
I mean, some people are like, why would I train with that person? They're like,
so you can't judge a book by its cover.
At the same time, for me as a trainer, and this is my life, I'm like, if you are a trainer and if you are overweight, some people like lose 100 pounds, so they're still working. You don't know people's stories.
Sure.
But if a trainer is overweight and doesn't live the healthy lifestyle, then I mean, I personally wouldn't want to work with them because they're not practicing what they preach.
They're their own calling card.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm walking advertisement, right?
Yeah.
So whether I put on weight or not, depending on my life, whatever it is, it's like, do I carry myself well? Or am I eating healthy? Am I practicing good habits? Am I working out? Like all those things matter because that's my lifestyle, but at the same time, I can't tell my clients to do those things if I don't practice it.
Okay.
Like what kind of person would I be? You know what I mean? So I think people just need to go in and think about what their goal is, and if they want to work.
Okay.
With
so let's talk about goals. And I know you can't spot train. I know. I wish, because I'd be like, okay, I want to do this.
I mean, there's a lot of girls say, okay, you want to build a booty. Of course, you can do all these booty exercises. It grows, but your butt is a very important muscle, but also
your core.
Your body
you gotta
is
work
one.
on your core.
It's a powerhouse. Yeah. So you can't spot train like a lot of girls. So I think brides they're always wearing, they want to show off their arms and their back.
Well, that's the thing. They want to work on the bat wings.
I call it the bingo arm.
Yeah. They want a cute booty, especially if they're wearing a fit and flare. Yeah. Their back. A lot of brides that I've worked with
back and arms.
Smooth out my back, Stacey. Make sure I don't have back fat. And I'm like, half the girl at the time is not there. They're kind of, but it is a concern. So is that just cardio? Just dropping body fat on that? Not
just cardio, because I think if you just run, like you don't weight train, you just run, you're going to lose muscle. I think cardio is great with training.
You want those Michelle Obama arms.
That's what we want. And I'm sure she's not just running.
Yeah.
And you have to understand, like, to build muscle and lose fat, weight training is probably the best thing to do. And you can incorporate cardio if, like, you have some extra fat to lose, but cardio is good for your heart. You have to understand your heart is also a muscle.
Yes.
You have to build it. You have to challenge it. You have to do intervals, get it racing. And food is, I say training and food is 100-100. It's not like more, but if you want abs are made in the kitchen.
Nice.
You cannot out cheat a good diet. Like if you're eating correctly and not working out, you'll still lose weight, but you don't have muscle.
Somebody told me your abs are there. Your abs are always there. You just have to work through it to get
abs.
there. Exactly. To get them to pop out.
It's a matter of how much fat you have over it.
Exactly.
Because once I personally, once my diet's on point, my cardio's on point, sleeping and water, my abs pop out.
Wow.
But it takes time. Obviously I've been doing it for a while, but for brides, I say let's just start eating healthy.
Okay, so I only have you for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you different exercises. Do you love it, hate it? Cross training.
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cycling?
I think
as in spinning.
Yes, spinning is it's something fun, quick, and intense, but incorporate with weight training. Don't just do spin.
Yoga?
Love yoga. Everybody
Bikram
needs
and regular?
Everything yoga. I mean, mentally is everybody in life should be doing yoga. not even just for the flexibility, because well, most people sit in a chair all day long, but the mental part is amazing. To be with yourself, to breathe, it's probably one of the most important thing that you can pick up is you're going to be stressed out planning a wedding. So
I used to be a huge Bikram fan. Not that I'm not anymore. I just have less time to. I used to go like I think 3 to 4 days a week.
That's great.
It was hard, but yeah, it was one of my favorites. I think I became more centered to myself.
Yeah.
Doing it, and of course, it's a workout.
If you're centered, like I think that's a lifelong journey. Is being centered. I'm still working on it, and I think this year's been great. But yoga would get you there. But you're just being self-aware. So when you're self-aware, you're gonna think about, am I really gonna eat that?
Exactly.
Do I love my body enough to like take care of it? You know, my body needs some vegetables right now.
Okay.
You know, so it's very important to get your mind right.
How about Pilates?
I love Pilates. It's a core, all core. And it's funny because I'm a bodybuilder, so most bodybuilders are known to be super stiff. I take yoga, Pilates. I incorporate everything.
Flexible.
Yes, if I practice enough, I am.
Okay.
So it's very important because the more flexible you are, the stronger your body, you can move, your range of motion can be better, and the more you can lift weights. So they all kind of go together, just like food, training, sleeping, and water.
I think there's also a studio that does rowing. What do you think of that?
Oh, I love rowing.
Yeah.
It's probably a safer way to do cardio. It's full body.
Oh, nice.
Like if a lot of people
because you're more stationary.
Yes, you are moving, but like you're not. The impact is not on your joints. Just like if you're running outside, some people can handle that, but most people have knee problems, or you know they don't stretch enough, and the posture's bad already. So they're
and just the hard.
They're like running with these bad.
Yes.
So it's like you're gonna hurt yourself. So rowing is probably one of the best things to do. And I like to do that with intervals too, with like weight training, and like finish with the cardio or start with the rowing. You just incorporate all those things.
And you can do it in any weather, especially if it's raining or snowing outside or whatever weather you have where you are. You can go.
And it could just be intervals. It doesn't even have to be an hour of cardio. It could be, 10 seconds on as fast as you can, 10 seconds off. Intervals to get your heart rate up. It's one of the best full body cardio, I think. Yeah.
How about swimming?
Ooh, I just learned how to swim last year, and it's great. I think mentally it feels good for your brain, but full body, less impact on the joints, and it is exhausting. I'm so hungry when I do laps.
Calorie burner.
I think swimming's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend people eat, men and women, before workout, after workout? How do you do it? Mind you, you're on another level.
Yeah, so I'm thinking as my clients. Yeah.
But what would you suggest for the layperson?
I mean, I highly suggest food, but if people don't have time, a lot of you don't have time, so protein shakes before and after is great. Okay. You want protein to build muscle. Or if you can eat an apple because it has the right amount of carbs and sugar to eat. Eat something before you train, because I think a lot of people go into working out on an empty stomach and then they're like, I'm dizzy.
They don't have the energy to push them through.
First of all, you don't sleep well, you don't eat right, and you didn't eat right before you're about to train. So that's one of my things I always ask. How did you sleep? What did you eat last night? And what did you eat this morning? I ask that to every single client. Because if they're coming in performing horrible, I'm like, did you drink last night? Or
exactly.
You know what I mean?
What did you do?
It's very important to eat something, and I think a lot of people try to do the fasted cardio, which is, I think, works for burning fat quickly, but that has to be like first thing in the morning, you wake up, have your iced lemon water, because that's what I do to help burn fat, but you can go straight into cardio and then come and eat and then train, if that's the case.
But that's also a special case if you have that block of time and you're not going to work. So
yes.
If you're trying to do that at night, wouldn't be such a great idea.
Yeah, agreed. But it just depends too on the goal. Like if a bride came to me and was like, I only have 5 weeks.
Or groom.
All right, we're gonna or groom. Actually, I've had both, or couples. I would have to see what their lifestyle is and what works for them and what they like, because sometimes people don't like cardio. So we're gonna lift heavier because that's really cardiovascular as well.
Yeah.
So it's based on each person.
How do you? Because speaking from my point of view, like I've done workouts and then 6 months in or 9 months in, I get bored. Because it's how do you avoid that?
You can switch. There's so many new classes now, but you can switch up your program depending on your client, your trainer. You can do. I mean, there's all kinds of things. There's you can mix it up. Like Rumble's great. It has boxing and circuit training. Switch is a new class that's different stations, and there's trainers that kind of watch you, but it's a class if you like the communities. CrossFit is huge on community and camaraderie, like together. There's all kinds of things. There's a bar, there's Pilates, there's yoga. You can mix a lot of things together so you don't get bored.
Yeah, and I think, is it true that your body sometimes, you reach a plateau and you have to shake
Yeah,
it up? And it's different for everyone,
It
right?
is different for everybody. If it's also important to stick with a program like 4 to 6 weeks
Okay.
to see results.
Okay.
Because if you're switching around, your body's
That's
not adapting
a key.
to
That's
anything.
a key tip
Yeah.
for people.
If you're really just wanting to be active, then
Mhm.
switch away. But it's very important to say, okay, I'm gonna stick with this program 4 to 6 weeks, eat correctly, and then see what happens.
Okay.
If your body changes, then
Great.
you're doing something right. And then you can just like modify that program, or if you want to add something, add kickboxing. Take a
Yeah.
boxing class, or
Keep it what you're doing, but add it
Mhm.
one day a week.
Yeah.
Change whatever you were
Yeah.
doing to something else
Yeah.
to give it a nice mix.
absolutely.
Okay. Wow. I think we hit a lot of topics. So we like to always end a show of asking our expert in the field, what do they wish people coming in would ask somebody in your field, or they should remember? So what key tip would you give parlay to a couple looking to train to slim down? I mean, it could be a workout or it could be diet, but what would you recommend?
Is to really ask themselves mentally, are they ready to change?
Okay.
Because it starts there.
And it's
'Cause
not
it-
about a wedding date.
No, not even
Yeah.
about a one day. It's like, why do you want to just for the wedding?
Mhm.
Because to be honest, people spend all this money on weddings.
So much money.
You know how many people remember your wedding? Not really, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the photos will tell a story, right?
Mhm.
But
And you want to look your best.
you
in
want to
the
look your
photos.
best, obviously, for your photos, but, you only have one life. You only have one body. And if you don't start with your mind, nothing's going to change.
Okay.
No diet, no, because you're not going to want to eat if your mind's not like, okay, I need to lose weight, so I'm going to eat properly. Or I need to be leaner, so I need to work out. It's like you're not going to go to the gym because you're rather like, you wake up at 5 in the morning because that's the only time you can go work out. Are you
Yes.
going to actually sleep in or actually get up? That why you want that change has to come from your mindset. And if that's strong, you're going to be freaking,
You're gonna be fine.
You're going to be great.
Wow.
Yeah. That's where it starts, it's the mind.
I feel like we have so much more to talk about that we're going to need you
Well, it'll be a
back.
part 2, sure.
There'll
I'll
be a
come
part
back
2.
for sure.
So how can people find you? What's the best way if they? I know that you said you have a newsletter and you do online
Yes.
assessments. So what's the best way
So-
for people to reach you?
My email, it's cthach1@gmail.com. So that's cthach.1 at
Mhm.
gmail. And then you can also go to my IG. It's chantsboomboom. And
Wait, spell that out for people.
it's CHANTSBOOMBOOM. Sorry, boom boom.
Yes,
Yeah.
and remember, you can go onto our Instagram page, What
Yes.
Do I Do Podcast, and we're going to have all her contact
Yes, and then
information listed
website
there,
as well.
and website. And then you can also leave questions for Chanta under her picture, and we're definitely going to
Awesome.
have her back to answer more. But thank you for coming. And
Thank
next
you for
time,
having me.
You're welcome. Frances will be here next time.
Yes,
She tried
it was
to call in, but
lovely
we
to
have
meet her.
technical difficulties. But
It happens.
yeah, it happens. What can we do? But thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.